Hey, I am here with Dr. Steven Pelech at Kinexus, and guess what? I just had a blood test to test for antibodies. What are we testing for?
We're actually testing about 41 different markers that represent parts of 10 different SARS-CoV-2 virus proteins. And so by looking at this mix, we're pretty accurate in being able to diagnose that you've been previously infected with the SARS-CoV-2 virus and that you have antibodies still.
Great.
That are going to protect you.
So natural immunity is a good thing. So that's what we're hoping
Yes.
for. Tomorrow we'll get our results.
And in your database, how many do not test for it?
Well, you know, it's very interesting. Since even 2020, 90% plus of the people we test have antibodies against the SARS-CoV-2 virus. It's extremely common. It's really led us to believe that the virus probably hit BC in December of 2019. For at least 3 months, it was pretty much unhindered in spreading because there was no restrictions, and it was a time when people get together. So we think actually most people were infected at that time, which actually gave them natural immunity and protection. That's why we have relatively few people actually that have been hospitalized or in fact have died from it in Canada itself, never mind just BC. Yeah, and for people that are actually under 29 years of age, there's been probably nobody who's actually died from just SARS-CoV-2 virus infection itself. They've had comorbidities.
So you're saying that because of that 3 or 4 month window when it basically spread unhindered, that is prevented because of the antibody builds up, the number of people that were hospitalized or died?
Well, it turns out that the lethality rate of this virus is actually, it works out to, and this is using the data from the Wuhan strain, which is probably the most virulent of the strains because it's been mutating to more benign strain. It actually is works out generally in the population to about 0.2%, so 2 out of 1,000 people that were infected died from it, but that would include people that have comorbidities. So the average person that died from COVID-19 in BC had 4 comorbidities, and the average age of death was 84 years of age, even though the average age of death in BC is 81.
All right.
Where did you pick that up? I got that in Hawaii, I think. It was from the 60s. Hard to find, yeah, from the 60s.
Yeah.
And that there is, of course, the robots from the Matrix movie.
Yeah.